Hey guys, Timothy here with Duels of the Planeswalkers 2014. I figured I had a little bit of free time, so I'd go ahead and try out a few more online matches. If you watch the other videos, then I'm using pretty much the same deck. I have made just a couple changes to it. The only real big one is that I threw another Goblin Rabble Master in there, and I think another God's Wailing, but the deck's still playing pretty well. I'd say I've probably won about 75% of my matches. Also, I noticed on the other videos, and it might happen this time, is something's happening with my audio while I'm recording it, so if it's choppy or it's just not coming through fine, then I apologize for that. I'll just go ahead and mute it or do something about it. But thanks for watching. Or I guess we're not. This guy's AFK or something. So we'll just create a match, and I'll pretty much do the same thing. I'm not going to do as many matches this time. And we'll just go through them one at a time. I am a Xbox 360 achievement junkie. Every time I get a game, I try really hard to finish up all the achievements. And this is not Borderlands, the pre-sequel, but I have 3 left for this game. The one I'm going for and recording for is the 100 multiplayer duels. And I've also got the Destroy an Angel with Shadowborn Demon and the Sack a Creature You Don't Own, both of which I plan on doing with the same deck whenever I get around to it. Neither of them are very hard. Alright, we got a match going. I can't seem to find, like, you can check your stats on this game, but I can't seem to find, like, the number of multiplayer games you've won. It only seems to show you the number of, like, total games you've won between multiplayer and the campaign. So I don't know exactly how many games I've won or when I'm going to unlock this achievement, but I've been winning fairly frequently. Like I said, about 3 in every 4 matches. You know, now that I've said that, I'm probably going to lose, but here we go. We're on the play. This hand seems fine. It gives me 2 more turns to draw a land for any of these 3 drops. It has Reprisal for something big, and it does have the turn to Raise the Alarms. No red mana, but also no red spells, so it could go well. It could draw very poorly. What we don't want to draw right off the back are our Convoke cards like Triplicate Spirits or Seraph. That's okay. Also, Freaka's Chosen, not a very great card against my deck, since it trades with tokens very easily. Like Raise the Alarms, it's gonna only trade with half of a Raise the Alarms if he attacks here. Armillary Spear, okay. And he's gonna go for the attack, so I'm gonna go ahead and trade off half of this Raise the Alarms for that snake and get it out of the way. Question if you're watching, it seems like the mythics in this set you can only get one of. Am I right in assuming that? Like Bramaz and so on and so forth? It just seems like, I don't know, I think I've only gotten 1 copy of each, but it seems like that's all you can get. Alright. Well, we drew Shock, which was a bad draw since we don't have red mana. We do still have Reprisal, though, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of bank on that for anything big that comes up. If we draw 1 more land, regardless of what color, I think we're in fine shape, but we need to get there first. Seraph, again, bad draw. Like, we really need to pick something off the top here that will help us play our 3 drops. And he just fetched out 2 lands, so he's not going to be light on land anytime soon. It looks like just mono black right now, though. He's also playing more... No, never mind, he's got red. But he is playing more than 60 cards in his deck. I've noticed a lot of players on here do that, which is not necessarily bad. Let's try the attack. Sadly, we did not draw a land. We did, however, draw a playable spell. It gives us 2 more creatures, and if we Raise the Alarms end of turn and draw a land, we can play a 5/5 Seraph, which is pretty good. Indulgent Tormentor, however, is a good one, and I think I want to just go ahead and bump that off so we don't have to make the decision of letting him draw or do whatever. Alright, so we've got a land. What's the best play here? I feel like Hall of Triumph lets me swing him for 4, but doesn't really improve my board. I kind of like getting the Mentor down. In case I draw a land next turn, I can draw some more cards. Attend the Night would also be reasonable. He has a lot of cards in hand, so he could potentially be dropping Demons. What we don't want to see is Grizzlebrand, which I think costs 7 total. He's 1 away. And yep, he's just got another Tormentor there. So Seraph, he's shocking the Mentor. That's not great, it's not bad. It is 1 less card in his hand. Triplicate Spirits would have been good. So I think, let's see, I can raise the alarms, but I can't do anything else after that. I like, let's go ahead and do this so we can get the Seraph out next turn. And, Indulgent Tormentor's good. I think I'm just going to take 3 here. I don't want to sack a dude, and I don't want to let him draw another card either. If we play Seraph and it dies, like, we're in bad shape, but I don't know. It depends on what kill spell he has in hand. Shock. What we can do for now, though, like, shocks are fine because they're not going to our face. He also didn't attack, which is weird. Alright, so we can play the Seraph anyway, or what we could do is, we definitely want to raise the arms first, because that doesn't change the number of things we're going to use to convoke. I could Triplicate Spirits, but I think I want to do the Seraph first, and we're going to tap out for that. It would be bad if he just kills our Seraph, though. Which, he's in black, so, you know, he potentially has ways to do it. What do we want to do here? I think I'm going to take another 3. That way, my Seraph can potentially survive a block here. And also, he's not drawing an extra card. And he just passes his turn. That's odd. So what's the deal here? If we Hall of Triumph, that uses 3 lands, we can convoke our 5 1/1s and the planes for the Triplicate Spirits. That brings Seraph up to a 10/10. So he basically needs like Flesh to Dust to kill it, or a non-conditional kill spell like Burn's just not going to do it. And I think I'm going to do that actually. Plus my spirits are 2/2s because of the Hall, so it's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and swing this time. Either blocks or he goes down to 3, which is not great for him. Let's see what he's got. Nothing. There goes the Tormentor. And he has to do something about flyers next turn, or we pretty much got him. Also, shock in hands. I don't know. I think he played pretty well, but just, I guess, didn't draw anything to back it up. I mean, it's not over yet, but he still has this turn. But the double Indulgent Tormentors is pretty good. Assassinates, yeah, that's pretty good. I believe it's a sorcery though, so he couldn't do that last turn. And I'm gonna go in for the win here. He's in red, so I don't think he's knowing our damage. And I'm just gonna sack the... Well, let's see where he blocks first. Maybe he blocks the Cathar, just for the heck of it. Nah. Yep. So that's... yeah, that's 9. Does that change anything? We got 2, 4, 5. No, I think that's still game, yeah. Hit for 15. Alright, so beat a couple of Indulgent Tormentors. I think it was the smart move to just take 3 off of the trigger rather than sacking creatures. We also just, with 20 life, we don't want him to draw cards when we're not that far behind. But yeah, we really wanted to get that Seraph out, so we didn't want to sack our creatures. Sometimes those big flyers are enough to just steal the game away from us. At any rate, I'll be back when the next game starts up. See you here in a few seconds. Alright, here we go against DEG Mark, Degmark, I guess. I don't know. Sweet avatar. Yeah, feel free to leave comments below. I'm always curious to see what kind of decks people are playing. Sometimes, you know, most of the decks are pretty driven towards certain archetypes, but sometimes I see some pretty neat ones. I think one of my favorites was a deck that was designed to win with spider spawning, and it plays Hedron Crab to mill yourself with landfall, and it just puts tons and tons of creatures. It's pretty hard to beat spider spawning without just board wiping. Spider spawning is a ridiculous card. I think there was a matchup in the last videos that shows that, but here we go. He's ramping into a potential 3-drop. Elvish Pioneer is a pretty good card. Elvish Visionary is also good, but right now we don't have anything to worry about, so we're doing alright. I do like seeing my opponents with a low number of cards in their hands. That card's good against us. It trades off with a 1/1, and then it comes back as a 2/2. So Shock's not very effective on it now. We're just gonna raise the alarms here. Banisher Priest is a good draw. And I think I trade Raise the Alarms for the Wolf and something else. And then the following turn, I can ban it. Well, I do want to get that Wolf off field. So it's going to come back as a 2/2 here. I like just killing a bunch of his guys. If he's got like Siege Worms or something, he could be Convoking. It doesn't matter really which one I kill, but the Wolf I plan on shocking. Although if he has something like, I don't know, a boost spell, that could be pretty bad. And he does not. Alright, so next turn if we draw a land, I think I'm going to go with the General. I don't really want to Banisher Priest anything that he's played. Especially not these ones that have Enter the Battlefield triggers, because they'll trigger again once Banisher Priest dies. He has 4 unknowns in hand. He's not doing anything with them. Alright, not great. I don't really, like I said, I don't really want to Banisher Priest these guys. So I think I'll go ahead and play the Hull. That way any white creatures that come out after this will be boosted. I'm waiting for him to play a bigger threat so I can Priest it away. And Priest will have the upside of being a 4/4, or a 3/3. So that seems like a decent target for Priest. Paragons can get out of hand. We're losing this game. We're pretty far behind. We could have something like Hunt the Weak to make our Priest worse, but at this moment it trades, really. And we're also bricking on our lands. Pretty bad, too. The problem with this deck is that it needs low drop creatures, but there really aren't any good ones in white and red, besides some goblins, which I really don't like. There's Raise the Alarms, which is probably the best. And Soul Zendikar. Okay, well we can reprisal that, so... Although, he can activate it from his graveyard too, which isn't terrible. So... I think we need to reprisal it now, otherwise he gets more value out of it. And I like just leaving Banisher Priest back on defense. So, how much is it? I think it's 6 to activate. Well, it's 5, but if he does that, it's exiled, he gets 1 3/3 Beast. It's not the worst thing he could be doing with his turn, and that's what he's doing. He's also running well on cards in his hand, which I like. And I get to add... Oh, that's good. I really like Attended Knight in this game. It's great with Convoke. The 2/2 First Striker is great by himself. Oh, main deck Naturalize. Even though that makes our creatures worse, like, they don't get the boost anymore, I'm happy one of the cards in his hand was Naturalize and not something worse. Ah, that thing. It's gonna devour a bunch of dudes. Jeez, that thing, gets carried away pretty bad. So, it makes a 1/1 for each counter, I believe. Yeah, we're gonna lose this game pretty quick at this rate, so we need to do something. We're gonna go ahead and power up Triplicate Spirits. And next turn, I guess Phantom General, making my Spirits 2/2s. Maybe we can race him here, maybe not. Put a 1/1 counter on something. That's really overkill, but sure. He probably attacks with the 9/9 and the 3/3. Interesting. Well, yeah, obviously. Well, I would have attacked with the 3/3. Let's block it. And we're gonna need some pretty insane draws to come back. Not really insane. So... Phantom General is probably my best bet to race him. And I think I get like one more turn, really. In my Hall of Triumph, we're still on it, like, really Naturalized, but... Sorry, Naturalized should never go in your deck. It's pretty much like a rule of thumb in draft that you end up with 5 Naturalizes and you do not put them in your main deck. I guess it's okay in these multiplayer matches on here because, like, to be honest, you're playing one round, so maybe it's worth it to have it main deck just in case, but if I didn't have that Hall of Triumph, like, it just sits in his hand for the entire game. If he attacks with just the 9/9, yeah, I block it off. What's Priest got? No, we do not give you back Paragon. Yep. Alright, and we have to figure out if we can survive... Good. If we can survive... Let's see, we play Raid Bombardment, that's an extra 1 damage off each spirit. He's taken 9 down to 5, and we have to survive his next turn. He has no cards in hand. I think we can jump all the dudes that matter. So, let's get that down. We'll keep Raise the Alarms back on defense. And we will attack with spirits. So yeah, he takes 9 down to 5, and that means I can safely chump with the Phantom General, because even though it'll make my spirits 1/1s, they'll get an extra 3 damage in off Raid Bombardment. So if I can survive this coming up turn, or this turn now, I should be able to win on my following turn. And he played that for us, so he's not even going to try and psych us out. Alright, and what's coming at us? We've got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then 9. So we need to block. Obviously the 9-9 and the 3-3. And that leaves 9, 10, 11, 12. He's going to have us left at 1 life. If I counted that right. Sounds good. Sure, he gets his Paragon back, but it's too late. So we get to win this match, perhaps undeservedly. With 1 life left. So yeah, he definitely had a better field there, but I don't know, he didn't get as aggressive as he could have, and I think perhaps he should have with the Saprolings. Well, we'll see for the next round. Okay, we're up against Fancy Kid 3, 6, 5, 4, 4, something, something, something. We just got back from just narrowly getting our face beat in by a mono green deck. Don't see a lot of people tamper with mono color in here. The upside of 2-color cards is usually too good. So I thought I took a rest out of here, but I guess not. This is keepable. I really do like turn 3 Mentor, and it's got both colors, so we're going to lead off with the Plains. I guess perhaps the correct thing to do, quote-unquote correct, is to leave up a mountain, so it looks like we have Shock, but nobody cares very much about playing around certain spells in this game. Like, we're not playing for money or prizes. Just for bragging rights. And it was definitely wrong to play that Plains, but I wasn't really thinking about it, so we don't have any double red spells for 3 mana anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. True Fire is a good turn too. It's going to probably hit me in the face for 4 damage next turn. I could arrest it though, and that basically makes his turn useless. I kind of like that. He's in white and red, so he's not going to be naturalizing it anytime soon. He could have Solemn Offering, but if that just happens, like, I deserve to be beat. Why is he ordealing that? I don't think he realizes that, his guy can't attack. Diversify our mana. Let's get Mentor down. Phantom General doesn't really do anything for us right now, so next turn will be Triplicate Spirits. Following turn we will do the General, and we'll start drawing some cards with this Mentor. Well, plus we have Raid Bombardment, so these are essentially each spirit with what I have in hand is worth 3 damage apiece. He's bolting my guy, so we are not triplicating anything. Shock. Well, I would have rather had Shock to deal with this Paladin than Arrest, but all is well that ends well. We have Shock left up for anything he plays, and he's in red and white, so those are generally creatures that die to Shock. Stormbreath, the one card in anybody's deck that we can't really beat. And I mean that, like, Stormbreath's pretty much unbeatable unless we double shock it. Reprisal can't hit it. Arrest can't hit it. Goblin Rabblemaster, however, can attempt to erase it. Plus, Rabblemaster's making 2/2s here. So let's see if we can outrace Stormbreath Dragon. Seems doubtful. Stormbreath's kind of good. Although, if he doesn't deal with Rabblemaster, I don't know, we might be able to outpace him. Rabblemaster is just a tank when you don't deal with him right away. What is... Okay, so he tried to enchant. That's fine, we can shock whatever he's trying to get rid of here. He tried to enchant his Stormbreath Dragon, but he was putting a white enchantment on it. I guess he doesn't realize protection stops you from enchanting. Or using auras. I feel kind of bad. He must be a newer player. His deck has good cards in it, so he definitely knows what's powerful, but that's the second mistake. The first was definitely Ordeal on the thing that cannot attack. So we are end of turn shocking that Banisher Priest. I really, it sounds stupid, but I want him to attack with Stormbreath. And alright, he is putting Nimbus Wings on a Banisher Priest, so we're gonna 2-for-1 him. Otherwise we can't kill him. So basically this turn he lost Banisher Priest and 2 Nimbus Wings, and all I lost was Shock. And he's gonna take a lot of damage on the swing back. I think we can definitely outpace him here. If I draw a land, I get to just drop Triplicate Spirits for free. Oh yeah. These spirits can't block. So what happens here? He loses another 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage. That seems good. And if he doesn't do something next turn, he's toast. I don't think he's dealing 12 to us next turn. That's actually interesting. Whenever a creature you control with power 2 or less attacks... Yeah, he has 2 life. And... Okay, he conceded. Oh, okay. So, I was under the assumption that Rabblemaster's tokens come in already attacking, kind of like Vermaz's tokens, but they don't. They're declared as attackers, which triggers this, whereas Vermaz's tokens do not, because they never are declared attackers the turn they come in. I was just wondering why he took an extra damage there. Great card, but it's not going to save you here. He definitely misplayed, let us win the game, but I'm not entirely sure if he had did those Nimbus Wings differently, if that would have mattered. Because even though he would have still had Ordeal in hand, he can't enchant Stormbreath with Ordeal, and that 10 life would have been crucial. So that was a decent game against an opponent who made a lot of mistakes, though. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Anyway, I'll be back for another game here. Okay, and we are back against Vesting Mender. Something like that. And Magic is going to show us a card on screen that is not actually in the game, so... There you go. Alright, Vesting Mender, yep. No creatures. Trumpet Blast is bad when we don't have creatures. Shock, however, is good. They're on the play. I'm going to keep... I shouldn't because really 2 of the cards in our hand are dead right now, but we do have Shock. we do have reprisal. So we have removal for little and big creatures, but we don't have anything else. Should have taken the free mulligan, really, but I don't have anything to lose. He's just doing things with the colorless. Yeah, that would be good if I had pretty much anything. And should have played the extra red there, actually. So we've got a lot of good draws here, and we've got a lot of really bad draws. The best one really would be Rabblemaster, since he's tapped out on board. I'm just gonna shock this thing. Actually, I'm gonna wait to see if he tries to heroic it next turn, and then I'll shock it. That wasn't a bad draw per se. Maybe he tries to like enchant it or something, and I shock in response, get a 2-for-1. Nope, not interested, he says. Swinging in for 1, that 20 turn clock. And draw 2. Okay. Let's go and get this off the board. He's using red and blue, so I expect a lot of shenanigans, and really, another triplicate spirit. Alright, well, our bad keep just got worse. We're literally in the spot where we could draw almost anything, and it's good. Scroll Thief is what? Do damage for a card? Yeah, that's also awkward 3 toughness coat, so we can't shock it off. And that's annoying. So he's probably going to out-card advantage us before we can get anything going here. If I draw another land, I just drop triplicate spirits. Military intelligence is okay. He's just got a machine of card draw going. He's going to get 1 this turn. And I can't shock it either. If he gets another creature on board, he gets to start drawing extra cards with military intelligence. And I imagine he's got a lot of counter spells. Alright. So, negate would suck here. He does not negate us. Next turn, we triplicate again. And Chasm Skulker. Alright, so he's on that game plan. Alright, well, we're going to be racing again. Actually, not really. We can reprisal it if things get too tough. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to want to reprisal it. But we want to do it on his turn. So he, yeah. You know what I'm trying to say, right? Maybe. So, what's the best way to do this? We definitely want to use 2, that leaves us 4 mana. He does get squids. Yeah. And I'm going to during his upkeep. Can I do that during his upkeep? I don't know how the game positions it to do it. Like, do they just draw immediately? Yeah, I think they draw immediately, but I want the squids to have summoning sickness. How do I do that? I don't know if the game's gonna let me. Alright. Yeah, never mind. The game... Oh, well, maybe not. Did he get 4 there? 3. Oh, right, it only had 3 tokens on it, not... He's just like, here's another Chasm Skulker. And here's another Chasm Skulker. But he only gets to attack with 1 this turn. I'm liking our odds so far. Scroll Thief gets him going. I like this. It's a Chasm Skulker deck. I haven't seen this yet. Or at least not a whole deck that just goes all in on it. Alright, so he's at 26. We can put him down to 20. See, I'm trying to hold up the Trumpet Blast for a blowout turn. Which we might be able to get. Alright, I think our best bet is to shock one of these Chasm Skulkers off. Minimize the amount of damage we're taking, or maybe we just get... Yeah, it's going to be out of shock range if we don't do it, so again on his upkeep. Hopefully he can't draw a card in response, otherwise our shock just looks silly. Vapor snagging it. That's fine. That's actually just fine because he loses a life and can't attack with it this turn anyway. Rabble Master. He knows what cards are good. Yeah, I get it. Man, his deck can really pop off. So we go 1/1. Oh, whoops! I did not mean to take the rest of this to the face here. Whoops. That's pretty bad. Rest. Does that do anything for us? So we need to get him down to... We only need to hit him 1 to be able to win next turn, assuming he doesn't have anything to stop Trumpet Blast. So what I like is getting him down to 1 or 18. That way our spirits have lethal. Arresting the Skulker. That's his... never mind, his 5/5 Skulker is definitely the bigger threat. And Attendant Knight gives us blocks for... We have 4 blockers for Rabble Master, Skulker, Scroll Thief, and 1 other. That leaves 4 attacking goblins. Fur of the Bitten. That's okay, we're probably just gonna... Well, we survive this turn and he doesn't have counter spells. We win, but pretty big deal surviving this turn. Alright, let's see if we can... Well, we can survive, but we need our spirits, really. Alright, so block Rabble. Block random guy. Next biggest thing is There's so many lines. Block Skulker, Rabble Master. Where does he have a? Oh, his second Rabble Master. What's left attacking us here? 3 goblins, 2 squids, and a scroll thief. It looks like. I can barely tell. No, 4 goblins are attacking us. It looks like 7. And let's block Scroll Thief. So, let me see if I've got this right. I'm blocking the 7/7. I'm blocking Rabble Master. Jeez, I can't. No. Wait, what happened there? Oh, I must have misclicked the fine, go ahead. So now I think Rabble Master is just completely unblocked? Like, what the hell? Yeah, so we just lost. I don't know what the heck just happened there. I pulled back one of my I was going to pull the blockers back to re-block and make sure they were on the right things, and then I would have had the Trumpet Blast win next turn, but I must have pressed OK, go ahead. Damn. Buttons are wonky on here sometimes. I mean, it's my fault, but I don't know. Again, mistakes you wouldn't make in real life, you sometimes make on computer. Oh well, see you for the next one. I'll try to redeem myself. It was a cool deck though. Chasm Skulkers and Rabble Masters. Alright, see you here in a few minutes. Okay, and here we go against Image Crafter. I have to redeem myself for the misclick last game. The misclick that cost me the game. It is possible, of course, that we swung in last game with our tokens, Trumpet Blast him, and he has like pretty much any burn spell or counter spell to stop us, but oh well. So I'm playing second. I have really good 3 drops and a shock. But I need 1 more land. I am on the draw. I'm gonna go ahead and risk it and hope I draw that land. This hand would be awesome with like 1 less without triplicate spirits and 1 more land. That card's alright. Good 1-drop, I suppose. Well, it's a tap land, but it's a good one. So next turn that lets us shock and play another tap land. Shocking this guy is useless because it sacks it in response. Which we might end up doing just so we're not taking damage, but we take damage. Raise the alarms. Huh. But then we don't get a 3-drop next turn. I don't know. I like raise the alarms here to get these 2 guys off. I'm still gonna lose 2 life and he'll gain 2, but if he does that, then I get to keep my soldier tokens. That's annoying though. Oh, how do we want to do this? I'll try it out. If he sacks them both to the Connoisseur, then that's a problem. I guess we could just banish a Priester if he gets too big. Let's see what he does. If he sacks any of them for their own effects, that's not that bad. If he sacks them to the Connoisseur, that's a little wonkier, but we'll see which ones he's activating here. Alright, so he's putting a 1/1 counter, and is he doing it again? Alright, so he's just going to stick 2 1/1 counters on his ship there. Which isn't terrible. Maybe we draw a land, we just Banisher Priest it. That seems like it makes his first couple turns pretty bad. Since he didn't sack those things to do damage to us. Yeah, there we go. And even if he kills Banisher Priest, his Connoisseur comes back as a 1/1. And you know, he's in black, so he probably has like Vicious Hunger or whatever, but now we have Shock to deal with her when she comes back in. It's going fairly well so far. Deadweight is -2/-2, so yeah, he's gonna kill Banisher Priest for 1 mana, that's pretty good. We could have, Rabblemaster seems good here. I do want to leave up Shock for that chick, but he doesn't have anything to sack to it right now. And if he blocks anybody, he just loses his thing. And if he doesn't block, Rabblemaster gets bigger boost self-goblin, so it's not a good situation for him. Well, that's okay, I guess. We don't really lose anything, but he gets to save his chip. Again, though, like, situations like that where there's no real life swing, I'm fine with it, really, because it's one less card in his hand that could be bad later. Reprisal in case his dude gets out of hand. Let's try shocking it right away. See if he can do anything about it. Guess not. So you're gonna take 6 if you can't do anything. And he just gave up. We'll go and finish out the... Well, see, again with the misclick, I was trying to cycle through the attacks and it registered the Y click as passing my second main. We should be able to wrap this up quickly. I'm just going to attack with Rabblemaster. He can block it off, but he's still taking 4 damage. If he doesn't block, he's just not going to make it out of this game. It looks like I'm up against just a very aggressive, low-curve black deck. You know, maybe there's some bigger threats later on. And a second Paragon is not going to do it for you. So, do we have lethal here? We actually don't. It's kind of annoying. So we'll get him next turn. I just noticed his deck was also about 70 cards. I think I mentioned that a little earlier. It's not wrong to do it, but it's definitely not helping you to play more than 60. It just makes you really inconsistent. I've seen a lot of people on here who try to do 5-color decks, and they just jam like 80 cards in there, and it just doesn't work. It's not reliable. It's not very good. You should keep your deck consistent. What happens? He's got a lifelinker. He loses 4 but gains 2. Yeah, we still got him. Alright, GG.